Damn, son, where'd you find this?
People don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any other narrative that makes them look bad.
One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who act like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico, they never lie.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late. They cancel last minute. Forget the things you've told them because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I hide, my ancestors speak. They tell me the tide isn't print on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed, begging the generations remember our story.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? We got a double today, man. Blessings to people. You see the title. I know Twitter was a little upset with my title. That's cool. If you got so much to say about my title, then you should be having a lot to say about the pornography that is consistent on your platform.
Cut it out.
Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me, Twitter. You know what's up. Nobody's dumb. You're picking and choosing who you want to mess with. That's cool. We're going to continue on with this particular post because a lot of people are making a joke out of it. I don't think it's funny at all. It was shared to me a couple days ago. I didn't get around to it because I wanted to wait, but I'm going to address it here. We won't spend too much time on it. I got a whole nother stream later on at 7:00. So we working, we active, we busy, we just keeping traction, period. I got a clip I'll bring up. Shout outs to my poets, writers, content creators, everybody who's been supporting the channel, supporting the streams. Appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I try to respond to everybody in a timely fashion, whether or not you're commenting under a video or a short. Thank you. Appreciate you. Now, let me go ahead and bring this up on the screen. This 20-year-old gentleman says that he was snatched up and then they wanted to use that man for his body. People don't think men get abused or get inappropriately harassed, but I beg to differ. So let me find this real quick. Boom, bam. Run the footage.
New tonight, a man says two women kidnapped him at gunpoint and forced him into sex work.
Court records backing up the victim's story, and he's sharing it only on 13. ABC 13's Luke Jones is live at the Harris County Jail detailing those 6 days of terror, Luke.
Yeah, and what a terror it was. So far, the only charges are aggravated kidnapping, but this man says in reality, he was really the victim of sex trafficking. Masterminded, he says, by a woman who called herself Cookie, operating out of a North Harris County motel.
Like, it was really ghetto. It was scary.
A young man who still shudders when he thinks about all he endured. For almost a week, he says he was held captive in a room at the Regency Inn on Cypress Station near FM 1960. Forced, he says, to have sex for money. We're blurring his face to protect his privacy.
It was a lot of crackheads, like a lot of them, like a lot of sketchy homeless people.
A life, he says, he never imagined for himself. When the Harris County Sheriff's Office says he was sucked into October 18th. That's when they say one of the victim's friends, Esmeralda Pena, invited him to the Regency.
She said that she had a job for me, like she was going to help me make some money because I didn't have a job.
Once here, he says he was introduced to this woman, Herbanique Forrest, although when they met, he says she went by a different name.
Her name was Cookie.
Cookie, he says, quickly set about signing him up for an escort site and told him he'd have to have sex with men for money. The next day, he says he saw an opportunity to escape and returned home. But just 4 hours later, deputies say a doorbell camera shows Pena and Forrest at the victim's front door, this time with an armed man. Investigators say they and Nixon Simmons forced him into a car at gunpoint.
Cookie started beating me, and she was like, "Don't I ever leave again? Like, if I ever leave, like, she'll blow my brains out."
For the next 6 days, he says he was beaten, plied with drugs, and deprived of food. At night, he says he was expected to solicit men in this Ross parking lot, although he says he only ever slept with one.
I knew that if I made them money, they would keep making me work for them. They would keep me around. So I just tried not to sleep with anybody.
Even so, he says the experience left him drained, and at one point, hoping Forrest would make good on an earlier threat.
Like a couple of days in, I kind of wanted her to kill me. Like I told her to kill me, like just get it over with.
In the end, he says it was his aunt who saved him. October 24th, he says he was able to text her using a phone he'd hidden from his captors, and that she picked him up during one of those nights out in the Ross parking lot.
I was just like, yeah, this is not a good place to be at.
And the victim says he wasn't the only one forced to do this. One of the suspects, Esmeralda Pena, also beaten and made to walk the streets, he says. Right now, this case still under active investigation. Live downtown, Luke Jones, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
Why do people think stuff like this is funny? I don't find nothing humorous about it. Nothing whatsoever. If you're a parent, if you're a cousin, an uncle, an aunt, if you have nieces, if you have nephews, if you have friends that have children, I don't think that you would think this is hilarious. I don't think that you would find anything humorous about this whatsoever. Oh, you're a grown man. You're a whole man. How you let women snatch you up and do this to you? You volunteered for it. What? What are you talking about? We get on men all the time for being creeps and monsters. We get on men for being predatory every day, all day. The comment section does it enough. But we don't really talk about the men, the boys. You should check out the last drop that I did. You would not believe the type of shit that is happening in this world. Everywhere, all day, 24 hours. Corner to corner, house to house, street to street, block to block, country, city, neighbors. Look to your left, look to your right. I'm going to tell you again, look to your left, look to your right. Do you really know your neighbors? Do you know your homeboys? Do you really know your family members? Do you really know who they are? I'm not even joking. I don't really joke too much as it is, but I'm serious. How well do you know your people? Matter of fact, the people that you believe are least likely to be the people described within this video are probably dumb people. It's that bad. That's where we are. The caption here was retarded. It was disrespectful. The one that I originally was going, no. Because whoever put the caption on the actual raw video, you are too grown for that. You could have made this more effective and made your point without adding the extra emojis and things of that nature. Men and women get traumatized by this type of stuff. Their psyche is destroyed. Their trust in humans are destroyed. Their lack of faith is diminished. The way that they interact and move out in the world completely shifts. The type of things that happen to adults or teenagers, the things that go on with them because of actions of other demonic entities operating in the fleshly versions of, you cannot ever tell this person that was out here at 2-3 o'clock in the morning getting basically raped, getting violated, that what they think is funny about it. You can't tell somebody who was forcefully put in a position where their life is on the line to laugh at this at all. At all. How do people think this shit funny? When they sent me this video, I thought to myself, based on the caption, based on what I'm hearing here, I already know it's about to be a bunch of grown men and women in the comment section making jokes. Everybody is going to be laughing about the shit. Women did this. Women are responsible for this. Not no grown ass dude. Women are responsible for this. And you know, my man here, whether or not you want to say that, well, he's still a guy. He could fight them off. He could do this. They're just women. Well, some people are not violent or confrontational type of people. Some folks have different reputations in the neighborhoods. Some people have connections in the neighborhood that allow them to move around in ways that you would think they couldn't. He might not be one of them dudes that hit women or even puts himself in those type of situations ever. Didn't really sound like he was up on his luck either. It sounded like he was going through some shit. He needed help. He thought he was going to get help from these particular individuals here. Found out that they weren't his friends. In fact, they were the fucking devil themselves. For whatever reason, people think stuff like this is hilarious. Like, where and when did we get to a place in life where everything that happens tragically to another human being, whether it's sodomy, unaliving, rape, molestation, mental abuse, when did that become the new era form of entertainment? Swear, some of us should be ashamed of ourselves, like really ashamed of ourselves. You know how many adults are missing, being trafficked? I mean, children are being trafficked. Do you think everything is hee hee ha ha? Is that what we doing? Is that where we are in these here United States of America? Wow. Wow. Hold on a second. Let me see something. Let's read some of the comments. Yes, some of the comments from the adults, the men and women who thought that this was entertaining and thought this was hilarious. This first commenter says 21-year-old grown men forced into selling cheeks. Nah, bruh. You was willing to give up the cheeks. Ain't no way. We're talking about someone forcefully being prostituted. We're talking about a human being forcefully being violated. It doesn't matter if he's a grown ass 7-foot man or a 4-foot man. They didn't volunteer for this. This is not something that they asked for or signed up for. And you're in the comment section talking about he signed up for it. He was willing to give up his backside. He was willing to allow another human being to pretty much violate him like that. Let's go to the next comment section. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's see what the replies say to this. Caesar 1805 is laughing. He thought it was funny that somebody was getting raped. The next person says, UE6, if he called his auntie to get him out of there, what does that say to you? Hold on a minute. Let's keep going. This brother here says the Luke Jones dude wanted to laugh bad as hell. The next post says experience left him drained. I get dark humor. I laugh at things that are inappropriate. I will never laugh at a man or a woman that is getting inappropriately touched on. I will never laugh at a child getting inappropriately touched on. What the hell is wrong with you, men and women? These are adults, by the way. Let's continue. I started watching, like, this looks like a real news story. I kept watching, like, damn, AI is getting good. Then, oh no, this is real. Next one says, somebody call Law and Order. You see the Giphy here. They don't take it serious. The comment section be on some shit, man. Y'all be doing way too much. Way too much. That's one of the problems with this community as it is. Everything is a joke. Everything is funny. Traumatizing people and altering the course of their life is not funny. Being a grown ass adult being consumed by demonic spirits is not funny. Being used by demons to destroy other human beings is not funny. But I'm weird. I'm different. I whatever. Make that make sense. Someone point out where it's humorous for somebody to be violated like that. Oh, wait. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Some of y'all are fucking weird, man. You're weird, and you're probably one of the few that participates in that stuff. Be careful with your friends Be careful with the people that you hang around. Be careful with who you invest in. Be careful with who you trust. There's nothing worth your soul being taken from you, your mind being taken from you, having somebody pretty much play around with your identity for their own financial purposes. There's nothing cool about that. Don't even try to normalize it because it's not happening. 7:00 p.m. Eastern. We back. I just wanted to get that one off my chest because I don't know why people just act so freaking weird, man. I hope and pray that man recovers and heals. I hope and pray that the damage that has been done to that man's mind does not turn him into a demon. I hope and pray that the men and women who do these atrocities to others are all caught and held accountable. And to the community, man, we got to grow up. Period. I see y'all at 7, man. Y'all take it easy.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I hide, my ancestors speak. They tell me the tide isn't run on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep. Longing to sing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I